Alright people, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. Back at it again. That is my slogan, back at it again. And this time I'm going to be talking about William Saliba. Is it a mistake? I want you guys to give me your opinion as well in the comment box. Is it a mistake? Is Arteta making a mistake to let William Saliba go out on loan under the disguise that he is not ready? Or does he not rate him? That is the biggest question, and that's what we're going to be discussing on this show right now. Now, last season when we were in defensive shambles, we wanted to hear one thing, that the season has ended and William Saliba has joined Arsenal. All of us know the problems we had. We have a David Louis who caused 5 penalties. We had a Rob Holding who was excellently average. We had Scotland Mustafi and Socrates Papastopoulos, who had to be joined by some kind of charm to become absolutely good, which didn't happen. They were the worst players in of the season. We had this, we were stuck with a Sid Kolasinac, and I'm happy that most of those players are still at the club. Anyway, we wanted William Saliba to come back. We wanted William Saliba to sign for Arsenal. We wanted William Saliba. We were desperate to see Saliba. And I remember in the January transfer window, there were rumors cropping up that Arsenal would actually think about bringing in William Saliba, calling him from loan from Saint Etienne. That is how desperate we were to see him in an Arsenal jersey. That is how desperate we were to see him. He joins the club, trains very well. He plays one, pre-season friendly. He does very well, and Arsenal fans are happy. Mikel Arteta rates him and everything. We think it's going to be this lad who's going to be playing alongside David Louis or alongside anyway. Gabriel Magalhaes signs, and then we're like, okay, this is just getting better. Gabriel has signed now. After Gabriel Magalhaes signing, then you think William Saliba would have played with Gabriel, maybe. Many people, of course, opposing to that, that defense would be quite young and so on. I don't give a D. But anyway, now at the end of the transfer summer, William Saliba nearly misses, just by a small margin, to go back to Saint Etienne on loan. Does Mikel Arteta not rate William Saliba? Don't we need William Saliba? He's not in the Europa League squad. That means it's confirmed Mikel Arteta wants him out on loan. He has disguised it with a sweet PR statement that the player ain't ready. Ain't ready for what? Ain't ready for what? William Saliba is not ready for what? I think if you have a player who's better than what you have, we have registered Scotland Mustafi as part of our Europa League squad. And we haven't registered William Saliba. If we want to give him more experience, I think the Europa League should have been the cups. The Carabao, the FA, those are the cups. He can play in those cups. Get more touches. You have 6 games in the Europa League group stages. If you go to the round of 32, those are another 2 games. Those are 8. You go to the round of 16, those are another 2 games. Those are 10 games. Quarterfinals, those are 12 games, semi-finals, 14 games, and the final, 15 games. You have the FA, you have the Carabao. He doesn't appear anywhere. And Mikel Arteta says the player is not ready. Someone was talking on the show. We were discussing Messi, and he said that William Saliba, talked it through with Mikel Arteta and so on. I think this is a time where we need to use our best players, our best quality. And in my case, I'm really opposing this loan deal. I'm not pro Saliba loan. I'm not pro. I'm anti. Eric, there is no way you're gonna convince me. That Mikel Arteta doesn't need William Saliba. The same way you cannot convince me that Mikel Arteta doesn't need Messi Ozil. Those are 2 players leaving the club, but they're very, very important. The good thing with Arsenal, or what really interests me, is we never think about our bench. We never think about the squad depth, no matter what manager we have. As long as we have a certain 11 on the pitch, we never think about injuries. We only start grumbling when injuries come in. This is a mistake that all of you see, all of us can see. Willian Saliba should be a player around Arsenal. If he's not going to get game time this season, let him stay, watch, and look at David Luiz play. When David Luiz loses his position last season, he'll come in and play. Why push out him? Why push him out on loan again? For me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Something is not really right. For example, if you had, because we have almost 4 defenders that you can think they can start in an Arsenal side, and you're secure. Kieran Tierney, Gabriel Magalhaes, Cedric. Who else? You can't trust Roboldi. You can't trust David Luiz or Season. You know that. Pablo Mari, we haven't seen so much of him. So, Saliba is another player that should have been there as a backup player. Just as a backup player. That David Luiz is having a bad run. He has caused 5 penalties in 3 games. Let him see. Let him get out of that squad. Let him, kick him out of the starting lineup. Saliba comes in. Get me. That is what I should have thought in the first place. But Saliba doesn't start, but he's a good backup player. He can form a very good, defensive partnership with a player like Pablo Mari, and we can win the Europa League games comfortably. In our defense, comfortably. They can play in the Europa League, they can play in the FA Cup with Pablo Mari. Clearly, what hurts me is that we are loaning out a £27 million defender when we were really, we are a club that's really struggling to bring in players. By the time we invest 27 million in a player, that means we really need that player. And he's fit to play for us. Arsenal is not a club that really invests 20 million in a centre back. Look at the centre backs. You have Callum Chambers. I don't know how much we bought him at. I think 16. You have Roboldi. I think we bought him at 1 million. David Luiz. I can't tell the story. Socrates. How much was he? But 20 million in Willian Saliba. That is a player who has to start. That is a player who has to be in the squad. At least let him sit on the bench every game. Who's going to wait on that bench? When David Luiz gets off the pitch, I even don't know why Roboldi has to start. Honestly, I don't know why Roboldi has to start in that Arsenal side. He's not better than Willian Saliba, is he? He ain't. He ain't better than Willian Saliba. But of course, if he got injured, if David Luiz got injured, who are you bringing on the pitch? Callum Chambers. Imagine, you're bringing Callum Chambers. We're going to bring on Callum Chambers. We are going to bring on Shkodran Mustafi as the backup players. Same old Arsenal. Same old stuff, same old things. And we the fans are really excited about seeing our club progressing towards the UEFA Champions League, qualifying for the Champions League, and what is going on at the club is disappointing. Saliba should be one of those players that Mikel Arteta thinks about every day. How am I going to Willian Saliba? How am I going to use Willian Saliba? How am I going to use Gabriel Magalhaes? Those are the key players. If you need the quality, players like John Stones have played in the Premier League. They were very young. So when you tell us that he's very young, he's not ready, that he's 18, 19, Trent Alexander-Arnold, one of the best right backs, if not the best in the world right now, is he 27? He's not 27. He's not 20. He's not 25. These are players that have come young and they're playing good football. Good football. Gone are the days when we used to think that a player has to clock 23, 24, 25, to become a man. These days it's what you can bring on paper. We have young talents, the Gigi Donnarummas. Those are good players. They've been given the chance. If you do not give the players chance, how the hell are you going to know that they are fit? The Bukayo Sakas, are they 25? The Gabriel Martinellis, you cry for Gabriel Martinelli every day. Is he 25? He ain't 25. He's a teenager. And then you tell us that another teenager who is as good as Saka, as good as Gabriel Martinelli, in the same age bracket, is not ready. Explanation, zero. PR, 100%. And I think, we are going to regret some of these decisions that we have made in this transfer summer, midway the season, because that is when games are going to be so many. And I will remind you that maybe at a time when, you see, Robolding is fresh. New season, very fresh, and he's making a lot of mistakes. Wait when, he gets exhausted, and he meets the running Timo Werner, the strong Antonio, Mikel Antonio, the TZ, Firmino. You're gonna see the problems we have. But we have a player, a centre back that we can build slowly until he gets to where we want him. And Mikel Arteta, the superior Mikel Arteta, doesn't rate him. Like, he's not ready. Ready for what? That means if he was given, Trent Alexander-Arnold, he wouldn't use him, right? Because he's young anyway. At times for me these things really don't make sense for me. You're gonna give this player to a championship club like Brentford, like what? That club is really gonna celebrate. Yes, the player's gonna get playing time. I know it's gonna get a lot of experience, but that club is really gonna celebrate. Because Arsenal is not on the level, we are not on that level of having a squad to give away a player as, a quality player as quality as Saliba is. I thought, actually, what's really interesting, that the dead wood has failed to move on, and now we are moving on the good players. Saliba out, Torreira out, Emi Martinez out. The Squadron Mustafis, the Socrates are really chilling, comfortably, sitting in the back, in the back of their chairs, like they're like, we love Arsenal. This is our home. Because Lucas Torreira must have been the first backup option for Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, or anyone in that midfield. He must have been the first backup option. Saliba must be the first backup option when any player gets injured. In that centre back. No Arsenal fan thinks about Saliba getting injured. No Arsenal fans thinks about any of the first team starters getting injured. No one. It's only after it hits us, and then we're like, maybe we should go into the transfer market. We are thinking about the transfer market in February, in November, when we know that in that month and the next month you cannot buy anyone. I'm not really against Mikel Arteta. I know he's a good manager. He has done a lot for the club, even without good tools for the job. But I feel the numbers we have in defense. Robolding. Someone wanted Robolding. Newcastle. They wanted Robolding. They wanted to take him out on loan. I would give them Robolding. I would do that. You have Callum Chambers who's injured, so that means keep Callum Chambers, because he's English, and we are required to have English players in the squad. Keep Callum Chambers and let Robolding go out on loan. We had so many players to move on. Socrates wanted his contract terminated. What happened? 5 million. We were afraid of losing 3 million. I don't think. Probably, if he had gone out of that, squad, we should have got somewhere. We would have got somewhere to fix William Saliba. But now you have a lot of deadwood blocking, opportunities for the young lads. And Mikel Arteta tells us the player is not really ready. I hope this doesn't catch us, around the corner. I hope this doesn't catch us, in the corner when you have many players but doing a lot of nothing, and you wish, I wish William Saliba was there. When you have so many games and they are on your head, So for me, I really don't agree with him going out on Brentford and so on. He's a quality player. He's a quality centre back. We have waited for him for so long, for Mikel Arteta to just trash him away, to Brentford or to Norwich or somewhere. I don't care. I don't care whether it's going to be a swap deal, bringing in a playmaker or so on. The playmakers we are interested in, they are 20, 15 million. How would you tell me that we cannot find? Anyway, so William Saliba out on loan. I'm against that, but you can give me your opinion and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.